Hey guys, my name's Sarah and I'm going to be presenting Mrsa today to my mom and my sister. First we're going to talk a little bit about washing hands. Washing hands it's a really simple task. It can prevent a lot of infections within the healthcare facilities or within the public. It's such a simple task that it could even prevent something like Mrsa. We're going to start off talking about what Mrsa is, and I'm going to give you a little overview of how it works. Mrsa is methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. That means it's just a staphylococcus or staph that is resistant to antibiotics, very hard to get rid of. And once you get it, it's reoccurring. It is a gram-positive stain, which is going to be the purple or blue stain on a slide. It is coxside in shape, which is going to be a circular shape. Here's some pictures under different microscopes that shows Mrsa. Let's see, pathology of Mrsa. Mrsa uses a genetic and biochemical mechanism to be resistant to antibiotics. So basically, what it does in the genetic method, it takes strands from the DNA and RNA and it turns them into a whole new DNA and RNA replicated from the pathogen. The biochemical method, it takes the pathogen and creates enzymes that destroy or inactivate enzymes. So it just destroys the pathogen's enzymes, and it produces enzymes like protease, lipase, and elastases. By producing these enzymes, the infection is able to metastasize. So it clings to the host and is able to metastasize. Okay, so you have proteins called the microbial surface components recognizing adhesive matrix molecules. These are the bonding molecules, such as fibrinectin, and a collagen to attach to a host. So that's what I was telling you about, how it uses the proteins to attach to its host, therefore destroying the mechanism of it being able to fight off of the antibiotic. Mrsa also uses biofilms to evade the host and its antigens. Therefore, by doing this, Mrsa can easily reoccur. So when it does reoccur, it takes the biofilm and it just makes it to where it's able to metastasize and keep on recurring. Once you've had Mrsa, it is able to keep reoccurring within your body because you become a carrier. Here's a picture. I'm not sure if y'all will be able to see it. It pretty much just shows the antibiotics and what part of the cell it attacks. So you have your cell wall, the DNA and RNA synthesis, you have your folic synthesis, the cell membrane, and the protein synthesis. But you have on each side, you have your antibiotic with the antibiotic targets, and then what's the antibiotic for antibiotic resistant. Like so for Mrsa, we're going to be on the right side here. Statistics of Mrsa. So out of everyone, there's 2 out of 100 people that are carriers for Mrsa. So pretty much when you're a carrier, you may not have full-blown Mrsa, but you are able to, say if you walk by someone and they have an open wound and you're a carrier for Mrsa, you're able to give that to them and the person may become infected with Mrsa due to skin-to-skin contact if that person was to have an open wound. Or if you work in the healthcare setting, and like I said, washing your hands. If you're not washing your hands and you're a carrier for Mrsa and you're, say, doing surgery as a nurse or a doctor or just even dressing a patient's wound and you're a carrier for Mrsa, didn't wash your hands, or your gloves may get a hole in them, vice versa, you can spread that Mrsa to a patient. Let's see, here I'm going to give you some statistics. In 2005, approximately 94,360 people were infected with Mrsa, and 18,650 of those cases resulted in death. I live in Lufkin, so that would be half of my town and the population of Lufkin dying from MRSA. That is significantly a lot of people dying from MRSA, and some of it can be easily prevented. Since then, since 2005, we have had a significant decline of about 13% of MRSA cases. This is due to, they've figured out that MRSA is not just a nosocomial disease, which is something you would obtain from a hospital, which is common, but they have found out that you can get it from the public, by skin-to-skin contact and such like that. MRSA is found on door handles, sinks, taps, cleaning equipment, linens, and yes. And MRSA can also be found on the skin as well, in the skin. On the linens, that's what I was going to tell you about. There's a study that was done on certain types of cloth, and it just pretty much basically states how long MRSA can stay on certain types of cloth, such as cotton or polyester, and how long it takes to dye on those textures. Okay, so we're going to go into treatment of MRSA. Vancomycin is normally used to treat MRSA if it is a stronger pathogen, I guess you could say. They may use rifampin with vancomycin, but rifampin is not used by itself. You have other medications used to treat MRSA that are coming up, and that's linezolid, tiacycline, and daptomycin. And then you have quinapristine and dalfopristin. And you also have some anti-MRSA drugs included also, like glycopeptides. Prevention of MRSA, this is some things that I was talking about, and when I opened up washing your hands is a definite prevention of MRSA. Another thing is don't take your antibiotics do not take antibiotics to prevent illness. So you can't just go get antibiotics from a friend or from a family member to prevent MRSA, to prevent illness, because you may not know if you have something viral, or if you take the antibiotics for a couple of days, then you can make a Staphylococcus antibiotic resistant strain. Also, when prescribed antibiotics, you need to follow the directions. So if the doctor tells you to take antibiotics for 7 days, you want to take it for 7 days. You don't want to skip a few days because you're feeling better, which is what normally most people do, and then they stop taking it, and then you can have a strain of staph that is resistant to antibiotics. So then when you go back to the doctor, you're not going to be able to take the same antibiotic, or if they give you the same antibiotic, it's not going to be as effective. And do not request antibiotics for the flu or for colds, because simply the flu and the colds are made from a virus, so therefore viruses are not treated with antibiotics, so therefore you do not want to take antibiotics just to take them, because then you're going back to taking having that resistant Staphylococcus strain. And that is the end of my presentation today. Thank you.